What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, my name is Melissa. As you know, I make random vlog style content, and if you have not been here before, thanks for coming by. I hope you guys enjoy, and please subscribe at the end of this video and check out my other ones. Also, all my socials are linked down below in the description, and feel free to leave a comment and a like on this video if you like it. I am actually starting a new segment that will be my wedding horror stories. Yes, you heard me right. 'Tis the season, right? It is Halloween time. It is October. It is the month of horror, but it also is the month of my 1-year wedding anniversary. So, with all that being said, what better way to start out my segment on wedding horror stories than talk about my maid of horror? Yeah, not my maid of honor, maid of horror. That's what she was. Until she wasn't. And it's funny because me saying that, I could only imagine that everyone would automatically assume, oh, she must have kicked her out of her wedding. She must be a bridezilla. She must have done it. She must have done it. Well, nah. I wish, but nah. That's not how it happened. I actually took the liberty to write out, yes, write out text messages. The last text messages that I shared with this beautiful person of my childhood life. Yes, the drama. So I did save not all of our conversations throughout our whole friendship or even throughout the wedding planning or whatever, but I just happened to screenshot the final text messages that led to our demise. And I saved them in my Shutterfly account, so I just was able to retrieve them for this video. So, shall I start? Or no, better yet, let me do a little bit of a background, okay? So, the person that I carefully chose as my maid of honor happened to be my childhood friend, basically my mom's friend's daughter, which they had a falling out, so they were no longer friends. But then she also was dating this girl's husband, this girl's father. Oh my god, this girl's husband, this girl's father. So, yeah. So my friend at the time was the daughter of my mom's boyfriend at the time. Okay, cool. We also lived together for 8 years. We grew up together in Elmwood Park, which is like on the outskirts of Chicago. Sorry, I have an eyelash and it's bothering me. And yeah, we, I don't know, we had a lot of background to share. Maybe at some point I will share that another video, another time, another place. But this video, I want to focus just primarily on the wedding. So I did choose her for my maid of honor. And pretty much like, I just felt like she was the only option to choose at the time for my maid of honor because, I don't know, like, Jesus, this is so annoying. I'm so sorry, you guys. I think I got it. I don't know, I just felt like if I didn't choose her, it would be weird. It wouldn't make sense. I guess I felt like I owed it to her because I was such a terrible person to her, growing up. Like, I really was. And we had a 5-year of falling out, not talking to each other whatsoever. Was my decision. Then I happened to have her come back into my life in a really awkward way because we ended up living at the same apartment complex. So yeah, it wasn't like one of us reached out to the other. like we really wanted to like talk to each other again. It was more like, oh, hey, look, we live together again. Awesome. And then we kind of just made amends. It was weird, but anyway. So after that, one thing led to another. We were cool for a couple years, and I did not go to her wedding. Okay. But the reason behind that is for a whole nother video. But her father is the reason, essentially. She understood. She didn't hold it against me, as far as I know. But when it came to my wedding, I don't know, I just felt so guilty because I didn't go to her wedding, and because she even said, like, if I was a part of her wedding, if I was in attendance of her wedding, I wouldn't have only been an attendee. I would have been a part of the wedding party, and I would have been her maid of honor. So that just kind of felt like I should make her my maid of honor, I guess. I know it's stupid. Now, looking back, I should have picked who I really wanted to be my maid of honor at the time, which was my BFF, still to this day. But anyway, so I picked who I picked, right? Couldn't go back on it. Technically could if you wanted to be a biatch, but I don't know. I was like, hey, we'll see what happens. And I think my future husband was like, yeah, are you sure you want her as your maid of honor? And I think I got that from a few other people too. Can't quite remember, but just because they kind of knew how she was, and they kind of felt like she just wasn't gonna be it. As far as what I needed from her, whatever, it was just the bare minimum stuff that, you know, a bride needs from her maid of honor, I guess. They were right. I was wrong. I was really, really wrong. But what else is new? I'm wrong a lot. So anyway, so this thing happened where we were in a group chat together on Facebook, because that was the easiest way, because some people had Android phone, or no, I think only one person had an Android phone. Fuck that person. But sorry, not sorry. Everyone else had Apple, so it was just weird trying to communicate in a group chat, like over text message. So instead, we decided to just do it over Facebook Messenger so that everyone could get the messages the same way, if that makes sense, whatever. So we did it that way. I think she's the one who made the group chat because she was the maid of honor. So, I think, anyways, I'm not positive, but yeah, so she was a part of that. And of course, like, she was the one reaching out to people, asking them questions, trying to set things up. And this was like back in 2019. You guys, I got engaged in 2018. So let me put this a little into perspective for you. Got engaged in 2018, June. And we planned the wedding for 10/10/2020. So we did have plenty of time to plan. Yes. So we didn't do deep planning right away. Like, at first it was just like, oh, let's throw fun ideas out there. Let's, whatever. But it ended up getting postponed because of COVID. Yes. The horror. All the COVID brides out there watching this they know. But yeah, so I had to postpone the wedding for a whole year because we were set in October. We were set on a fall themed wedding and we wanted it in October. We didn't get the 10/10/2020 date, which sucked, but we made it for the end of October, which was even cooler in a sense because it was right by Halloween weekend. So, I was excited about it. Once the date got closer is when I finally started to try to like reach out to people and like get them involved and everything, because I'm like, hey, like, I know it's been a while since we talked about this, because first of all, we planned 2 years in advance, basically, or a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was. And then a whole another year got added onto that because of COVID. So I understood that people weren't really involved in the beginning. Okay. Even my maid of honor, like, I understand. But once it got to that point where it was like, okay, things need to start happening in order to progress. I kind of was, yeah, like, expecting the bare minimum of my maid of honor to do things that she should do. I don't know. She was very flaky. So she had her moments where she was like way up here and she was like on, go, let's do this. And she would message everybody in the group chat. She would have a separate group chat that I wasn't involved in. She would message people like individually, and I would hear like from left and right of my bridesmaids of like things that she was saying to them that were bothersome and concerning and whatever, I don't know. But anyway, she would have her moments like that. Then she would have her dry periods where there was just nothing, like no communication whatsoever, not with me, not with them, nothing. So while I was dealing with one of the most stressful times of my life, planning this wedding, I had to keep hearing from everybody bickering, like, Amanda's her name, okay, she's not anonymous, I don't care, we don't talk, she probably doesn't watch this, I don't care if she does, but yeah, Amanda just said this, Amanda did this, Amanda, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't care. But like, I mean, in some cases I did care because I did want to know what was going on, and I did care that she was making people feel a certain way, but then that just added on to my stress because empath, yeah, guilty, that's what happens with us. Like, we take other people's feelings. So when people are hurting, when people are concerned about something, when they're worried, when they're stressed, when whatever the case is, like, we feel it too. So I felt it and I was like, oh my god, why? I remember there was a point where I was really trying to get Amanda to work with me, and I was trying to get her excited with me. I was trying to, like, you know, make her feel special, because she was always about, like, jealousy with our friendship. Like, she always felt like I put others before her. She thought that she was loved less than my other friends, and I'm like, Amanda, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would I pick you as my maid of honor? Like, I had other options, obviously. Like, I picked you, you know, and we had, like, the history that we had, so she had to have known that, like, picking her wasn't the easiest option, you know, or the easiest choice. I mean, like, I don't know, but I'm not saying she should have been, like, so honored and, like, you know, bow down to my feet for picking her, but it's like, just understand that, like, the fact that I picked you tells you a lot. Like, why do I have to keep proving to you, or what do I have to do? What do I have to say to make you feel so, like, I don't know, like, do you not get enough attention? Like, it's just so annoying, because it was like I was going through my own shit and she was just piling more shit on me, and I'm like, oh my god. Ugh. But yes, so I remember talking with her about making a duet song together with, like, a whole kind of dance and like thing that had to do with our past when we were teenagers or something. There was a song by Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine. So that was our song back then, and I always played Brandy's part and she played Monica's, so I was like, this would be perfect, let's do it. So I was so excited about it, you guys, and, like, at first she seemed like, okay, that's cool, but then she just, like, I don't know, like, I would be like, hey, let's practice, let's rehearse it, like, come over, like, let's meet up, let's do this, let's do that, like, I'll come over there, like, you know, I was trying to do anything, but she would, I don't know, she would just flake out on me. She would just be like, oh, I can't right now because this and this and this, or I can't this week, maybe next week, and then I would go, like, a week or 2 weeks without even hearing from her. So I'm like, okay, Amanda, like, we need to, like, rehearse this song. Like, I mean, not only the lyrics, but, like, the movements, everything. Because I wanted to, like, kind of I wanted to do the choreography for it, like, a very minimal choreography, okay? Not like, oh my God, something extravagant. But I wanted it to sound good. I wanted it to look good. I wanted it to be fun, but she just didn't seem interested. And at the time, I had a bridesmaid who felt like my maid of honor at the time, just because of her involvement was so, like, deep into it compared to anyone else, because she had the most free time. And so I started thinking, like, hey, well, I could definitely do this with her, just a different song, because this song doesn't even make sense to do with this girl, because we don't have a history with it. Like, it makes no sense for us. But for us, we had a song, Summer Nights, with by Grease, John Travolta, and Olivia Newton-John, because Grease was our thing before, and we were so into it. We still are, and I just thought it would be a great idea. And, like, she's always on board with things, and she was always up for anything. And she lived in Arizona, and she was still like, oh my God, I'm so down, let's do it. And she, I don't know, she just, like, had more enthusiastic, like, vibes about it, which made me feel, in turn, like, this feels more right, I didn't want to kick Amanda out of the whole idea completely, right? But I wanted to give her the option, like, hey, you don't really seem interested in this. Like, are you sure you want to do it? Because you don't have to. And then she was like, I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let you down. And I'm like, you're not letting me down. I mean, it's more frustrating that, like, I keep trying and I'm not really getting anything back from you. So I just want to know, like, just be honest, just be upfront. Like, if it's not something you're interested in, just please tell me. So then I could plan something else, I mean, there's other things I could do. Like, for example, like, I have this thing with so-and-so, and then I kind of told her about it. And then she got all, like, jealous and was like, well, you know what? It sounds like I've been replaced. So you go ahead and do it with her. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing an idea out there. I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to feel obligated. It's the last thing I want this to be, because I want it to be fun. I want it to be something that we both are, like, finding enjoyment in. And we're not, like, working at it. Like, it shouldn't be work. It should just be fun. It should feel freeing and, like, natural and whatever. But yeah, her reaction was just, it is what it is. And I was like, I mean, Amanda, honestly, I could do that with her, and I could still do this with you. Like, I could do both, why do I have to choose? Like, I mean, anything I said didn't matter, did not matter, nothing. So whatever, she decided, because of that, to go ahead and leave the group chat that she created on Facebook. She literally left without even saying anything, just left. So then, like, if you see, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people have been on Facebook Messenger and seen group chats, or been in group chats and seen, like, somebody, like, get kicked out, or, like, they leave on their own or whatever. So it was just one of those things. And then we were all like, okay, awkward. And then at the time, my bridesmaid was like, now I feel bad because I don't want her to have bad blood with me because of this, and blah, blah, blah. And then that got more stressful for me, because I'm like, no, like, it's fine. It was her fault. It was her decision. Like, if she's going to be like that, then she's going to be like that, I mean, nobody made her do that. At the end of the day, it's my wedding, and I still want to do some kind of song and dance like that, or, some kind of duet. So, it is what it is. But anyway, that was 20 minutes rambling. Sorry. So basically, where this text message starts is one of the things that I had said to her. I copied and pasted it from the group chat because she kicked herself out. And so this was like an ongoing thing for weeks. So basically, any information that was, like, important, I would copy it and paste it to her in a direct text message and be like, copied from the group chat. And yes, I did that in a way that was like very passive aggressive, I will admit, because I was trying to basically let her know that like, hey, yeah, you would have seen this, but you're not in the group chat because you took yourself out. So here it is. I mean, at least I was nice enough to give her the message, right? I mean, because a lot of people were telling me, like, why even bother? Like, she took herself out of the group message. So, I mean, it seems like she doesn't want to know anything. Seems like she doesn't want to be a part of anything. And I totally agreed with them wholeheartedly. But I was like, you know, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to come off as, like, bridezilla, as everyone loves to fucking say. But, yes. So, this is my first message that I have saved in this little chat. So, goes a little something like this. This is me. So, the rehearsal will take place the day before the wedding on Thursday, October 28th at 6 p.m. Please let me know if you will be attending. I would like everyone to. That's why I'm making sure to announce it so far in advance. I don't know how far in advance it was, but I know that it was. But if for whatever reason you can't, at least let me know as soon as possible so I can have an idea of who all will be involved. Thanks. And then copied from the group chat. Her response 2 weeks later, I think. I'm honestly, I don't know. There was no really like timestamp that I could follow on there, but it was a while. She's like, hey, who's your Facebook post about? What? Like, she didn't even respond to that. She didn't even tell me, like, she's gonna go to the rehearsal. Like, am I just supposed to, like, assume because she's my maid of honor that she will go so she doesn't have to say anything? Like, I mean, I sent it to her for a reason, right? Like, at least give it a thumbs up, like, anything, but not. So, hey, who's your Facebook post about? And honestly, I don't remember what that Facebook post was, but my response to her was, seriously, it's not about you, but hi. And then she goes, what do you mean seriously? LOL, I'm kind of oblivious, so... So, I say... the fact that you haven't talked to me in days and it took you less than an hour to text me once you saw that post because you just figured it had to be about you. Because that's how she is. Very vain person. Everything is about Amanda. Everything. She goes, I didn't see it like that. I am sitting on my phone, so I saw it as I was scrolling. Okay. Reading back on that now, I'm like, okay, that wasn't very, like, you know, like attack mode or anything, so I'll give her that, I guess. But I was very frustrated, and rightfully so. But anyway, my response is, okay, well then the shoe obviously fits for you too, but I wasn't writing it for you. Yeah, that's a little aggressive, maybe more so than I needed it to be. I should have probably told her how I was feeling or something, but literally every time I would try to open up to her about how I was feeling, she would freak out. I couldn't talk to her. It was just like walking on eggshells all the effing time. Like, I just couldn't. So, her response, well, why not just call the person out then? You could just yell at me or that person and message them again, you know, or call. I'm sorry you are so mad. And then I said, frankly, it's none of your business. And with you, I shouldn't have to message again or yell at you. What the fuck? So when I said that, I was thinking, like, not only are you my maid of honor, but you are my friend that has been around for almost the longest, pretty much the longest, like, consistently, like, in my life. And you know me probably the best out of anybody. I mean, I thought we had that kind of rapport with each other that it was like, I shouldn't have to message you again. I shouldn't have to yell at you. What the fuck? Like, why would I want to yell at you? Why would I want to yell at somebody? Why would I want to do that? I don't know. But she took it a whole different way. She goes, well, I'm sorry I am busy and have a lot more going on in my life where I don't always have time for you. So I say, what's with you picking apart things I post lately? You don't see me ever doing that to you. No problem at all. Because she did. It was like the third time that she picked apart something that I wrote on Facebook or I posted on any social media, whether it was Snapchat, Instagram, whatever it was. Different things, different reasons. It wasn't even involved about the wedding. It just had to do with like me as a person and my belief system and whatever, my personality basically. And I had it up to here, so that's why I said what I said. And it's true. I never did it to her. And this girl would post and post and post and share her life story. I'm telling you, if you didn't know when she was going to the bathroom, that would be shocking. Because she literally posted every fucking thing that happened in her life. Like, every little fucking thing. She just poured her soul out into the Facebook. Like, I could have picked apart so many things, you guys, but I didn't. Not one. So her final response to me. You have turned into a real monster, honestly. You never were like this before. You did not start petty fights, and you did not talk so much shit behind people's back. You have changed into someone I don't even know anymore. I will not be attending your wedding, nor do I wish to continue this conversation. The end. Literally the end. That was the last time I ever talked to her. I think I didn't even respond, or if I did, I probably said K, like a letter K, and we all know what that means. Yeah. Violence. That's violence. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. I know it's just like nobody knows her as well as I do, so no one's gonna get it like I do. But to say that I've turned into a real monster, like, I had been under the most stress in my life, and there was so much going on in my life that she didn't know about. There was so much that I didn't want to even tell her. I didn't trust to tell her. I didn't want to confide in her in certain things, and some things I just couldn't because she was so wrapped up in her own stuff. And like, she did suffer mental health issues, like she still does, and I completely like understand that because I do too. So, but for her, it was always like a contest. It was always a competition. Like, who has it worse? Who's going through this? Who's going through that? Like, and it's just like, if you really had to be careful with anything that you said to her. So when she goes ahead and says, you did not start petty fights, when she said that part, I was like, hold up. Because when I was younger, even in my teens, I started the pettiest fights ever. Like, we did not get along. We didn't. I was so mean to her. So what the fuck is she talking about that I didn't start petty fights? Yes, I did. like I'll be the first one to admit that. Now, like, who I am now and who I was then when she messaged me this, I didn't do that anymore. So the fact that she did that was like, it was a hella slap in my face, because I'm like, I have grown since then. So what do you mean? Like it just didn't even click. Like, it didn't even make sense in my mind, because it's like, at least if she said something like, oh, you still start petty fights for no reason, or you're still a bitch, or you're still, the same asshole that you've always been, or something like that, I would have a little more respect for it, because I would be like, yeah, because I was an asshole back then. I was a bitch. I did do this and that. But she's making it seem like I was a kind person before, and now I'm a monster. And like, if anything, it's the opposite. I was a monster back then. And she's like, you did not talk so much shit behind people's back. The reason she said that, you guys, is because she would ask me, what's going on with bridesmaid A, B, or C, right? And I would tell her because I was having issues with them. And she was my maid of honor. In my mind, she was my best friend, whatever. So I'm like, okay, you know, and I saw her more of like family, like a cousin. We always called each other cousins and shit. So I saw her more like that than a friend anyway. But so I didn't feel like I was talking shit behind people's back when it came to her. I just felt like I was venting, I was sharing. She was asking me, so I would tell her, and she was talking shit about them. So then I would do it back, like in response. And what? Like, where did that even fucking come from? Like, you did not talk so much shit behind people's backs. Yes, I did. I talked so much crap before behind people's back. That's why I'm saying, like, before I was a monster. You could call me a monster. Before, I would agree. I was so petty. I talked so much shit. I started so much shit for no reason. I was so, like, involved in drama. Drama followed me everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, why does it follow me? I just don't get it. But come on, like, it was my fault too. Like, I know that now because I'm an adult and I've changed. So she's like, you changed into someone I don't even know anymore. Like, yeah, you obviously don't, because I'm not that monster anymore. So, I mean, that was the only accurate sentence that she said, that I've changed into someone that she doesn't know anymore. That's true. But for her to follow that up with, I will not be attending your wedding. I'm like, what? Like, it's one thing to be like, you know what? This whole maid of honor thing isn't for me. I'm going to have to step down. Okay, I could have chilled with that, you know. I would have been like, all right, I understand, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'll reassign somebody else. No big deal. Do you want to be a bridesmaid, or do you want to sit that one out too? Like, it's totally up to you. No pressure. Like, I honestly would have been so cool about it at this point, because I had already been through so much crap before this even happened. And I didn't even mention that this message was 3 weeks before my wedding, you guys. 3 weeks. 3 fucking weeks before my wedding. Yeah. So, okay. But I'm the monster. And that is why I call my used to be maid of honor my maid of horror. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that story. And no, we don't talk ever. Never talked since, and never plan to. I will never answer to her, no matter what. If she does reach out to me in the future, which I really don't see happening at all. But let's just say hell freezes over, if hell exists. I won't reply. I have nothing to say to her. I owe her nothing. She really shit on me. She shit on my wedding. She shit on my husband. Don't care. Don't care at all. But I just want to share that because it's a cool story, I guess. I mean, I have way more stories with just her by herself, like not having to do with the wedding. But then I also have stories with her having to do with the wedding. And then I also have stories of my bridesmaids from hell. So there's a lot more to come in this little segment of horror wedding stories. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. One more thing. If you guys do plan to have a maid of honor for your wedding, make sure that you choose that person wisely. This is a voice of reason, voice of wisdom coming at you. Should be pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure everybody tells everybody that. Everyone's mama or everyone's sister or everyone's cousin or aunt or whatever. Like, anyone's friend, anyone who's been in a wedding, right? But take it from me. Take it from someone who got really screwed over from not just her, but many other people in my wedding. Choose wisely who you want in your wedding party, because at the end of the day, it is your wedding and it's your day and it's your time to be happy. It's for you and your partner, whoever that person is. It's about you too. And that's all that matters. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Just looking out for y'all. Bye.